Okay guys, so the first thing that we want to do if we want to spy on our competitors is we first want to go to the meta ad library. Now, you might already know what this is, but for those of you who don't, it is essentially just a library that we can use to search for other ads that are currently on Meta. They might be live, they might not be live, but if they've been published on Meta, then we can typically access them from this library. And we can do that for any of your competitors. So what you want to do first is just put your location in. Now, I'll put the United States just because that's typically what we'd be viewing. And then in terms of ad category, you usually just want to select all ads. You don't want to have a specific one here. Obviously, if it's relevant, like if it is a financial product or housing or something like that, it's a special ad category, in which case you can select that. But for an e-com brand, typically all ads is perfectly fine. Now we can search for something. So we can search for anything here. Let's say that we are searching for, let's say let's say we're selling some type of energy drink. So let's just literally search for energy drink. Now, if I hit enter there, that will pull up all of the ads in the US right now, which have energy drink as some type of keyword inside of them. So if we come down here, you can see that we've got ads from a bunch of different retailers, a bunch of different accounts on Meta. So we've got Drink Unwell, we have The Feed, we have Target, we have Pop Shelf, we have IM8, which is a big one, especially in the UK, and a bunch of others here as well. Now, you're probably, if you've already launched a brand, you probably already know what your competitors are, and you can probably narrow it down to those specific competitors. If you don't know what your competitors are, here is a good way to find those competitors in the first place. Just search for the keyword. But let's say, for example, over here we have Mushroom Corner with Rise Superfoods. So let's say that we're going to be a bit more specific here. Let's say that it's actually mushroom coffee or mushroom drinks that is our main competitors are in. So I'm going to narrow this down one more time. I'm going to say mushroom coffee. And we can see here that Rise Superfoods does come up a lot. There are some other ones here as well. A lot of brands are doing this mushroom coffee type of stuff now. Dirty was one of the first to do it back in the day, but there's a bunch of different ones here. What we can see though is that Rise is really a big one. So Rise Superfoods is the account that they post under. So let's do some analysis into Rise Superfoods. So over here, I'm going to search for Rise Superfoods. And what I'm hoping will come up here is the actual advertisers. Now, you'll usually see some variations of this, some copycat accounts or some old accounts or different accounts or backup accounts that the brand has. We typically want to go for the one that has the most followers. So you can see here, this is the main account, Rise Superfoods. Instagram has 1.3 million followers. This one over here only has 460 followers. So let's go to the 1.3 million one. And it's worth checking out both, but we're usually going to be more inclined to the one with most followers. So upon clicking on that, we'll be able to see all the ads that come up directly from that account. And we can see here that right now we have 5,800 results, which is pretty insane. Now, I want you guys to be aware that these are active ads. So the active status is set to active, meaning that these ads are currently live right now. It's not 5,800 ads that they pushed live and now, 5,500 of them are off. These are 5,800 results for active ads that are live right now today. So we can see here all of the active ads currently, of which they have quite a few. First thing I want to do here is I probably want to start to see, okay, well, which ads are performing the best versus the ones that are performing the worst. So if I go into this filter section over here, what I can do, and you can filter by platform if that's relevant, sometimes it is, but what I want to do is add this impression date, and I want to say, essentially, we want to be able to filter for ads that have received a noticeable amount of impressions before a specific date. And the reason why we want to do that is because if an ad went live yesterday, the ad might be a terrible ad, but it's still live today because it hasn't had enough spend for your competitor to identify that it's a terrible ad. They're just testing a lot of stuff, right? And so if I launched 100 ads yesterday, maybe only one or two of those ads are really good, but you have no way of knowing. Now, if you were to return in, let's say, 1 month's time, out of those 100 ads, there'd probably only be like 3 or 4 that are actually live, which means that 95, 96 of them got switched off. So there's a pretty good chance that if I were to copy those ads that are currently live right now, that I would probably copy a winning ad for that brand. If I were to just focus on the ads that are going live as of today or yesterday, then there's a strong likelihood that I'm going to select ads that they're just testing and they may never see the light of day ever again. So today is the 29th of April. So I'm going to say, let's select ads from the 30th of March onwards. Or sorry, from the 30th of March or before. So these will be ads that had received impressions on the 30th of March or previous to that, but are still live today, 1 month or more later. So if I apply that filter, we can now see that the ads that are displayed are slightly different because these are the older ads. And you can see this one started running on the 10th of March. This one started running in August of 25. So this has been running for almost a year now. So that's probably quite a good ad. You have these ads over here, March the 10th, March the 20th, etc., etc. So now we have a really good selection of ads that we know are probably all winners or all profitable at the very least, that this brand is keeping. So now what we can do is when an ad takes our fancy, we just click see ad details, and you can see the ad much more closely. So I can see over here what the creative is, I can see what the CTA is, what the link is, and also what the copy is at the top over here. Now, what you want to do when you're doing this analysis, usually I would focus first on the creative. So you want to figure out what the creatives are. We can see over here that there's probably a combination of creatives. We have a video here, another video here, and then we have lots of image ads. But what I can see straight away is it does seem like that there's far more image ads than video ads. As we go back further, we are seeing more videos though. There's a lot of video ads here. So what I'd probably do is I'd probably take an analysis of 100 ads and then just figure out of those 100 ads, what's the percentage breakdown of images to video. And you might have carousels in there as well. And that kind of gives you a good idea of what's working for that brand. Obviously, if they're image heavy, like let's say 80% images, then you should do more images, especially if the brand's bigger and more successful than you. If it's the other way around, then you should do more videos. What you might find sometimes is there's a 50-50 split, in which case in the beginning, do a 50-50 split and just see what performs best for you. Now, this is all to do with the marketing side of things, right? So this is all how do we kind of take what's working for our competitors from a marketing point of view and make that work for ourselves. What I would say is we can take these images and you can put it through all sorts of AI softwares to, generate variations and all sorts of that. You guys probably know how to do that, and that will get traffic to your website, which is really good. But now we actually want to convert people into paying customers. So how do we do that? Well, what I want to do is I want to see where they're sending customers. So if I hit the Shop Now button, this will take me to what people see when they click on the ad. And you'll see over here that this is the landing page they're sending people to. This is not in English. I don't know what this is in, probably Spanish. But we can see the breakdown of, if I click this over here, we can see the breakdown of what this looks like on mobile, which is where most of your traffic is going to be coming from. And we can see what the offer is as well. So we've got a 30-day money back guarantee, I assume. And this is what their landing page looks like. So now on your Shopify store, you can start to create a similar landing page and then start to tweak it and A/B test it from there. And I don't speak Spanish, but whatever the offer is over here, whatever they're selling in terms of what the bundle offer is or the buy one get one free, you also know to emulate that as well on your Shopify store. Let me go back here and let me go to one that's in English. So that one is English, and let's click on that. You can see here, this is a Mother's Day bundle, right? So it looks like they're running a Mother's Day promotion, 40% off bundles plus gifts worth $40. And if I click the Try Rise Today, it takes me over here to the product page where you have the Mother's Day sale. It's $27. You've got the countdown timer, and then you have these bundles. So if I was starting a mushroom coffee brand and I was targeting the USA, I'd probably do a very similar thing here, where I had a very similar promotion, a very similar offer, and I would have my starting point be what the bigger competitor is doing, and then from there start to branch out and test other things and hopefully improve upon it as time goes on. But this gives me a really good layout that I can now follow for my Shopify store. I don't have to copy it exactly, but I'll probably get pretty close, as in the above the fold should have some type of countdown timer for the sale or promotion that I'm running. Obviously we want our review stars above the fold. We want some benefits here, which we can have icons beside, like the check mark or other icons. We want to have a percentage off badge when we're talking about the sale, highlight to people that the discount is automatically applied, so they're not thinking they have to add something at the checkout, and then we want a big, large CTA to get started. Now, if I do click that get started, I'm curious, has that directed me to the cart? Yes, and then inside of the cart, I can upgrade for a limited time to the bundle, and if I click upgrade, then I get this kit over here that was $80, but is now $49.50, and then I can check out from there. One last thing I do just want to highlight here is that we saw that there was some of these in a different language over here, and then some of these are in English. This is a good thing as well, especially if you're targeting the USA or similar countries where maybe English is the main language in the country, but there's a big population of people that will speak other languages, whether it be Spanish or Portuguese or whatever other language it is. It is always worthwhile launching ads in the same in the same country with a different language. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're I don't know, if you're launching into somewhere like England, there's lots of people in England that speak other languages, but I probably wouldn't test different languages. I'd probably keep it as English. Whereas if I was launching into somewhere like Portugal, I might have my main language is Portuguese, but I might also have some English in there just because there is a large English speaking population. You do have a lot of expats there, a lot of English business owners moved out there when they had things to do with visas and so on that allowed people to cut down on tax. Same thing with like Dubai, for example. If I was targeting Dubai, it'd probably be good to have my ads in Arabic, but there's such a big expat community in Dubai that I wouldn't have an issue also running English ads to that country as well. And in the US, obviously, you do have a lot of South Americans who do speak Spanish. It's not a bad idea to have English in there and also have some Spanish ads in there as well. So I hope that was useful for you guys. Essentially, this is just an easy breakdown to just check out what your competitors are doing to get traffic to the website and also what they're doing on their website to convert that traffic. And hopefully it gives you a starting point, or at the very least something that you can test against what you're currently doing, see if it improves your results, and then kind of go from there. If another brand does all of the legwork for you, then why would you go and do all that experimentation yourself when you could just copy what they're doing and get the same results or better? Hopefully that was useful for you guys. We have some links in the description if you would like to work with us on your Shopify store. Otherwise, wishing you all the best and catch you in the next one.